Shifting our focus to the big story that's rocked the country, the world, the Dharmasthala mass burial case. The Dharmasthala mass burial case in Karnataka has now taken a dramatic turn with the special investigative team, the SIT now in Karnataka, carrying out excavations at sites identified by that whistleblower. You see on our screens in that hoodie, his identity of course covered. The SIT began digging in 13 of the spots. In one of the 13 spots, they yet to go through all those spots. But on July 28th, that mission began. SIT started to look into one of those 13 spots that has been marked by that man who claims that he has buried or cremated bodies during his time as a sanitation worker at the Dharmasthala temple. So far, 3 sites have been excavated, including one near Nethravathi River's bathing ghat, but no human remains have been found yet. Intermittent rains also delaying the entire digging process, and efforts have been stalled because of water in those pits. But excavations are expected to continue at all the remaining 10 locations in the coming days. The investigation began after the whistleblower, his identity, as I said, protected, approached a local court with what he said were skeletal remains of victims that he had buried. He claims that he worked at the Dharmasthala temple from 1995 to 2014 and was forced to dispose of the bodies of women and girls who had been sexually assaulted and murdered. These are his words in his complaint. According to his complaint, he claims that he was threatened. When he refused to do it, he was threatened and beaten for refusing to do so, and therefore he carried on for that many years. He says he buried hundreds of bodies over nearly 2 decades before fleeing with his family in 2014 due to mental trauma. In his statement, this whistleblower describes finding naked or semi-naked bodies by the riverbank, many showing signs of violence, torn clothes, acid burns, injuries. In fact, the whistleblower's lawyer has spoken, saying that this is an unprecedented case where the witness has come forward not only with his testimony, but also showing physical evidence to court. The FIR was registered on the 4th of July and the SIT was formed on the 19th of July. Now, SIT has been formed under DGP Pranab Mohanty. The Karnataka government assures that they'll get to the truth if it is true. The case has, of course, shocked the temple town, triggered demands for accountability. Over the years, several women and girls were reported missing or found dead around Dharmasthala. But apparently, as per reports from the ground, we hear that these cases were either allegedly ignored or were never properly investigated or probed. Temple authorities have very clearly said that they support a fair and a transparent probe into this case. For now, no remains have been recovered. Those are images there of showing how SIT is going forward with the excavation along with the whistleblower. Nothing has been found as yet. 10 more sites are left to be searched. Investigation is far from over. Listen in.
ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಧರ್ಮಸ್ಥಳದ SIT ಬಗ್ಗೆ. ಅದು ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ನಮಗೆ ವರದಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಆನಂತರ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೋದೇ ವಿನಃ ಈ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಯಾರು ಕೂಡ ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡಬಾರದು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾವೇ ಯಾರು ಮಾತಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ.
All right, let me cut across to Gautam Shankar, News 9's editor South, who's been tracking this case very closely. Gautam, we're looking at images and visuals there where our TV9 reporters have caught on camera the SIT team scouting those areas that has been marked by that very whistleblower, spots where they've marked that he claims are the spots where he buried those bodies. We see the whistleblower there wearing a mask and a hoodie. He's accompanied by the police. He's given extensive protection. This is a high-profile case. Tell us a little more. So far, no skeletal remains have been found. Where and exactly how the SIT hopes to move forward with this case?
Yes, Nabila. So you can see by the statement by the Home Minister there itself that he doesn't want to comment anything at all because he understands the sensitivity of this particular case of a whistleblower actually claiming that multiple bodies have been buried around the Nethravathi River, which is close to the Dharmasthala Shri Kshetra of the Lord Manjunatha temple. Now, in regard to the developments in this particular case itself, now in the latest developments, what we understand is that 5 of these so-called alleged burial sites have been excavated. It was up to 3 in the evening, so a couple more have been excavated so far. And in all of these 5 out of the 13 spots that have been pointed out by the former sanitation worker who was employed in Dharmasthala, nothing has been found, no skeletal remains or human remains of any sort, Nabila. But also, there are some things that have been found, but we are not really sure that it has anything to do with the allegations that have been made, because a PAN card, a debit card, and also a woman, a PAN card that belongs to a woman named Lakshmi, a blouse of some sort, and a bag have been recovered from the spots that this whistleblower has pointed out. So these have been sent to the FSL lab as well, and they will be looked into. But the allegations that are actually looking into is basically if there are any sort of human remains, and that has not been found here. And also, we need to keep in mind that the claims that have been made by him are not just bodies of women. He also claims that the bodies of children, bodies of destitute men, and he says that there are signs of
No,
strangulation
it's
and sexual
shocking and
assault.
it's sad if true, Gautam. But of course, people are wondering. This is a case that he claims has been going on since the last 3 decades. Now, it's hard to believe that there were that many women and children who went missing, and really no actual investigation launched into those missing complaints. Where are those families? Where are those people who he claims have had their loved ones lost in these kind of murders? None of them have come forward to complain
Absolutely.
except for one.
Yes, that's true, Nabila, because after this sanitation worker actually became a complainant because he got the support of a couple of advocates, and then he was emboldened to actually come forward and file a formal complaint, and an FIR was registered. So soon after that, one more woman came forward. Her daughter had gone missing in 2003, and she has also now is seeking for a detailed probe because back then itself, it's been over 2 decades since her daughter has gone missing. So now she feels that there is still hope that to have some sort of closure by the kind of statements and the probe that is going on in this matter. She hopes that her daughter could be buried in one of these locations as well. And there have been multiple such cases. Not all of them are willing to come forward, Nabila, because they have their apprehensions about Dharmasthala and the kind of location and the kind of political pull that this place has as well. But besides all of that, it's very nice to see that the government has ordered an SIT probe. They are following it up, and there are 8 more locations that are still yet to be looked at. The challenge is the rain right now. As soon as they're digging up these locations, they go up to 3-4 meters, and then immediately it is filling up with water. So whatever is there, or even if there are any kind of skeletal remains, it
And
remains
that
very
and that
difficult to
skeletal
find them.
remains that the whistleblower found first and took it to the court. What happens to that?
Yes, so this was actually part of an evidence that he provided to the court, and he has basically now given a sworn statement as well, Nabila, that these physical remains that he found in the presence of witnesses, and this has been sent to an FLS lab. It's been a couple of weeks, but there has been no effort to carry out any sort of probe in this regard as well, because you need to collect the DNA evidence of anyone who are missing over the last 2 decades, and
Yeah.
then try to match it up. But it's not happened any sort of developments or that occurred as well. But given the sensitive nature of the case, it's hard to speculate on what or why it's things happening the way it is.
This
But
is a
in just
Herculean
4 5
task
days,
even for the special investigative team. The Karnataka government has assured that they'll get to the bottom of it, but it's difficult when you have families who have not come forward to claim that their people are missing. Then how would you actually crack a case like this, where the man says hundreds of people, hundreds of women have been buried after they were sexually assaulted, raped and whatnot. He's not taken the names of anybody, but it appears that he's given a whole big document as part of his testimony to his lawyer, which he says, if I die, then the lawyer will reveal everything. Everything that I have told him, he will reveal to the world. Now, well, this case is murky, certainly, but at the same time, the SIT doing its job haven't found anything so far. So we will be very closely tracking those developments there. Dharmasthala case has certainly rocked the globe. It seems like the spotlight is on this case extensively, and we will continue following this. Gautam, thank you very much for joining us.